Tara here, welcome back. So today I wanted to do a video on Eevee training, and I get asked about Eevee training a lot, but it's really hard to explain it without being able to show you exactly what I'm talking about, so I figured I'd do a video on it. It might be a little bit of a longer video than I'm normally putting up, but Eevee training is kind of hard to explain, like I said, and I want to make sure that I thoroughly explain it so you guys truly understand what I'm talking about. So if it's a little bit long, I'm sorry. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking trying to explain it, but if you have any questions, if I miss anything, please put it down in the comments. Be more than happy to address the concerns. If you need another video about it, whatever, just let me know. But I really want to help you guys understand Eevee training because it can be extremely useful once you know what you're doing with it. So to start out with, let me explain what Eevee training is. Eevee training is basically you are changing the stats of your Pokemon. So if you go into your party, and I only have Mewtwo in my party right now because I was Eevee training him, so I'm going to pull it up and show you his stats. So the nature right here will affect your stats, your overall stats, and that is nothing you can control. You can change the nature of your Pokemon once you get to Elegant Valley. There's a guy that'll do it. It's very expensive to do in Poké-Dollar money, not real money, but you can do that. It is an option, but I think it's a random thing. Once you do it, it'll randomly pick a different one, so you may be better off and you may be worse off. You're welcome to try that all you want. It's not something I do, but once you go into the stats, it'll show you what all the stats are. So there's 6: HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed. And right now his are kind of low because I just got done recording the next part of the video, so you'll see why. I'll explain it all when I get there. But I wanted to show you what the stats are. So you have 6 different ones. You can change these. Basically, your stats are made up of 3 different things. They are made up of your base stats, which you cannot change, your IV stats or IV points, however you want to refer to that, which right now in this game you cannot change. I know in other games it has to do with breeding Pokemon, which we're not going to worry about those today. We are only going to focus on the third option, which is the EV points, or EV stats. Now, EV stands for effort values, and there is a Poke Booster that you can purchase on here, right here, effort values, and it will give you, it's twice as fast. It'll give you 2 times the points is how I refer to it. It's not called points in this game. I just use that to make it easier to understand what I'm saying. So you can buy this with Poké-Dollars or Robux, and it will double the EV points you get while you're training. I'm not going to do that today. I just wanted to show you that it is an option if that's something you're interested in. So in this game, the best place to EV train, you can EV train by fighting anywhere, but you're going to run into a bunch of random Pokemon, and you don't know what points you're going to end up getting. So this area called Elegant Valley in this game was made specifically for EV training. To get there, you go here to Indigo Valley, and you can talk to this guy in the purple. He will tell you that he created this cool place. Do you want to go? Hit yes, and it's going to transport you here. Now, once you've been here once, there is a taxi here, and you can use that taxi to get back and forth easily, as you can with any other place once you've visited and beat the gym. But it will bring you right back here to the same spot, and in here there's like a Pokemon Center and some shop guys, and this guy over here is the one who can change the nature of your Pokemon if that's something you're interested in doing. But we're not going to do that today. We are going to focus on just the EV points. So before we get started, what I want to explain is there are different areas in Elegant Valley to train in, and I'll show you what each of the areas are. But when you fight anything in that particular area, you're only going to get points for that EV stat. There are a few exceptions to the rule, and I'm going to talk about those as I get to those areas, but we'll start out with talking about what you need to do to get going. So when you start EV training, you only want to put in your party the Pokemon you're going to be EV training and a lower level Pokemon, preferably something under a level 10, and this is just to keep the level of the Pokemon in Elegant Valley low so that you can defeat them quickly and get through it a little faster. Now, the Pokemon you're going to be EV training, I recommend getting something between levels like 50 and maybe 99. You don't want to do this with a level 100, and you don't want to do it with something extremely low because it's going to be ineffective. It's not going to work as well as you want it to. So we're going to run up here to this cabin on the right side of the Pokemon Center area and talk to this guy in the red with the feather thing on his head, and he is going to be able to show you the stats of your Pokemon. So I want to Eevee train Mewtwo, and here's his base stats. So this is what I cannot change. Like I mentioned earlier, this is what he has, period, okay? This might change with the nature of your Pokemon, but it could be better, it could be worse. But his base stats are basically going to stay right at where they are. And then of course you also have the EVs up here, or the effort values or effort value points. So you can see here the attack is really high, the special attack is really low, and these are all just kind of jumbled up. I've not EV trained this Mewtwo, and he's not where I want him to be. Those IVs there, I told you we're not going to worry about those today, but the EVs are not right. I want to change this and get his special attack higher and probably get his speed up as well. So in order to do that, we got to start from scratch. We got to erase all of the EV points he has. So we're going to run down here to the shop. Right up here in the corner is the shop owner. We're going to talk to him. Okay, and we're going to go over here to competitive, and if you scroll down, there's something here called a stat reset. 2,000 Pokédollars, so it's not that expensive. And if you read it, it says it resets all of the stats of your Pokemon. Now, I do want to clarify on this. It does not reset all of the stats. It only resets the EV stats. So your base stats are going to stay the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and give him the stat reset here. Okay, now this, when you go into your party and you click on the stats of your Pokemon, this is going to be your overall stats. This is going to be after you add together your base stats and your EVs and your IVs. Everything together is going to make your overall stats. But if we go up here and talk to this guy again who shows you the stats. Oh, I got stuck. There we go. Alright, click on Mewtwo, and he's going to show you the base stats are the same, but the EV points are gone. It is all zeros. So now we can literally start from scratch. And I just want to mention really quick, if you go to the base stats and you see what the highest stats are in the base stats of the Pokemon, that is generally what you want to level up when you EV train. Now, I'm going to show you the areas, but I do want to mention as you EV train, you can only get 510 EV points. So you can put 252 in 2 areas, or you can spread that out however you want. I recommend doing 2, and then the extra go to the 3rd. So if we talk to this guy in the pink over here who talks about Larvesta, this area is the special attack area. Everything you fight here is going to give you points towards your special attack EV, with the exception of Larvesta. Larvesta will give you attack EV points. So if you run into it, run. Don't fight it. If you defeat it, you'll get a point in the wrong EV. And this area here with the waterfall, this is the HP area. There's nothing you need to avoid here other than legendaries. If you run into any legendaries while you are EV training, you're better off to run, because if you catch it, that's fine, but if you fail to catch it and it does faint, then you are going to get points in the wrong EV. So it's better off that you run or catch it if you're pretty sure you're going to be able to. So there's nothing back here. If we run back up this way though, this area right here is the special defense area. The only thing you need to avoid here is Tauros. If you run into it, run, because it'll give you attack EVs. This area up here, this large area, is all the way back to the corner, is speed EV points, and there's nothing to avoid there. It's all the speed area. Everything in there is good to KO. If you go into this cave here, there's a few little patches of grass way back in the back, and I believe there's one on the other side as well. This is the defense EV area, so everything in here is good to fight. You can KO anything, again, other than legendaries. Don't KO legendaries, because then you're going to have to buy a new stat reset and start over, and you don't want to have to do that, especially if you've put time into it. So yeah, there is one patch of grass over there, so that's also defense. All this cave is. So if we go out of here and take a left, go up the steps right here, this is the regular attack area, not special attack, but just attack, and it's the whole top of this mountain, I guess you could call it, all this area right here, all this grass. And this is also where you find Palkia, just fun fact. So we're going to run back down here, and I'm just going to show you really quickly when I do fight something in the special attack area, how it affects my Mewtwo, because that's who I'm wanting to EV train, and I'm wanting to get his special attack up, and probably his speed and a little bit of special defense. So I'm going to go in here, and let me just show you really quickly his stats before I start fighting anything. Here we go. So here's his stats. Here's what his numbers are right now, his overall stats. And if we go in here and just find something random to battle. Okay, Psyduck. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting that. And let me just defeat it really quickly. You can see it's a level 10 because I have that really low level Pikachu with me. He keeps the levels of the other Pokemon down. But I just wanted to show you how the points work, because every point you get in an Eevee isn't necessarily going to take your stats up that many points. So you can see right here the special attack stats on my Mewtwo are still exactly the same. So I'm just going to run around and battle a few things here and get some Eevee points so I can show you how it affects the stats. Give me just a second, I'll speed through this and then I'll come back to you once I've fought a few things. Alright, so I've battled quite a bit. I'm going to run back over here to the guy in the cabin and look at the points and see how many Eevee points I've gotten in my special attack. So, let's run up here. Here we go. Hello, sir. Alright, so we've got 17 special attack points. Alright, let's see how that has affected Mewtwo's stats. I'm just curious how many points, stat points it's taken it up. Okay, so it was 334 and it's taken it up to 338. And like I said, you can get 252 points in any stat, any Eevee stat. So by the time I get it up to 252 in the special attack, it's going to be quite a bit more in his attack stat, or I'm sorry, special attack stat. Well, that's really all I've got to show you guys. I really hope that helps you understand Eevee training a little bit better. If there's any questions you have, leave them in the comments and I will get to you as soon as I can and try to answer any questions or anything I didn't explain thoroughly. But as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe, be happy, and I'll see you next time. Bye!